Hi Neil,
Well,
how are you doing?
good.
How have you been? What's been going on?
Um, Pretty much the same since the last time I seen you.
Okay,
Yeah, just school, life, work.
cool life. What's been
Yeah.
going on in life?
Just I have been busy with my kids,
Yeah,
my home life.
okay. So how old are your kids?
Well, I have a 21-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Joseph.
Okay.
He's actually a college student too,
Awesome.
and he goes to college at Cortland State. So,
Awesome. What does he do
well,
or go to college for?
he is in a criminology major right now, and
Wow.
he's looking at potentially um, maybe being a cop, but that's kind of like a fallback. He's
Yeah.
talking about maybe getting into criminal psychology, furthering his school.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's neat that we have that bond of both being in college at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so what about your other children?
yeah. So I have a daughter. Her name's
Mm-hmm.
Amelia, and she's 16 years old.
Okay.
And she's actually a college student too. So just yeah, so
Interesting.
it's we're all kind of doing a college family thing. Um, she's a junior in high school, but she takes 5 college classes.
Wow.
Yes. So so now yeah, we're bonding over the college experience, and they're actually being very helpful to me with the technologies involved,
Yeah.
through the coursework.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I also have a 12-year-old son. It's
Okay.
not quite at the college level yet, but he keeps me busy as well.
I
So
bet. What does he
yeah,
like to do? What do you like to do with him?
yeah. So me and him are buddies.
Mhm.
We actually spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Um, Amelia is 16, so she's at an age where she likes to spend a lot of time with her friends, and
Hmm.
she'll be driving soon. A lot of her friends are driving soon, so she's out and about with them. So me
Yeah.
and my son, my other son's at college, so me and my son, we have a lot of shared interests. Um, he is involved in a lot of sports, and I'm involved in a lot of coaching.
Cool.
So it gives us a common bond of something we both have interests in and something that we're able to share together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to revert back to 2 weeks ago when we last talked. You had said that you're a little nervous, a little anxious about, being in college again. Excuse me, let alone online
Mhm.
school. So I kind of just wanted to go back and talk about that and see how that's been doing, how it's been, how you've been feeling about it. I know it's kind of progressing, through the semester. So how's that going? How are you feeling about it? Yeah.
Yeah, so schoolwork is very challenging.
Yeah.
It's a nice challenge, but it does involve, to a certain degree, some stress.
Okay.
Um, Time management,
Okay.
definitely um, involves a lot of navigation,
Mhm.
through time management, dealing with the technology involved, um, trying to manage, balance like a home life,
Yeah.
a work life, and make sure your school's being done, make sure your work's in on time, making sure that you're living up to the expectations of the classwork, of your professor, of your peers.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a little more um, challenging than I probably initially had expected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm hearing the word time management a lot.
Hmm.
How do you think you're doing with that time management? You just talked about,
Hmm.
and all that stuff. So how do you think that time management is going for you?
Yeah, time management. That's That's definitely a major part of this equation.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing okay.
Okay.
It's definitely an adjustment, still wrinkling. I know it's a few classes in, but still feel good about it, but I'm
Yeah.
still wrinkling out, the kinks, and there's always room for improvement. I've always tried to hold myself to a pretty high standard,
Okay.
you
Is
know.
that just for school and work, or is it just in life in general? You try to hold yourself to?
Yeah, no, I try to hold myself to a high standard. I'm probably even more so, each year, the older I get.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to, it's important to me to, if I'm gonna do something, that I do it correctly. And not just for myself, but also, to be a good example for, my children
Right.
and, kids I coach, and just to anybody in the world. I feel a responsibility to, portray it. Maybe it's because I'm, 46 now. Maybe I didn't feel that way as much when I was 26, but as I get older, I feel a more sense of trying to be a, positive role model example.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so you're really trying to be a positive role model and example, and would that tie into how you do your schoolwork and that stress with school?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I think a lot of that would be the reason I feel like stress towards school and balancing, because I don't really want to fail. I want to be good at this and good at this coursework. And the more I start to do some of this coursework, some of it's new to me, and
Okay,
sets me to a uncomfortable level. And then
yeah,
it starts to kind of, wouldn't say rethink, but it kind of shakes my confidence a little bit and puts in some self-doubt. Some of them ugly things that, you try not to, have come in. You want to have confidence in yourself and have faith in your abilities, that you're able to be resilient and persevere through the time management, through the coursework, and to be able to live up to that high standard, or at least pretty high standard. What do they say? Shoot for the stars and you'll land on the moon. Something like along them lines. So so hopefully, you try to set the standard pretty high, and then even if you don't quite get there, maybe you're still at a
mhm,
spot where you're in a, you're in there, and you're being an asset, and you're being a part, a positive influence to an organization, community, your family, yourself.
yeah, so and it's just a standard that you yourself is just holding yourself accountable for, right?
Yes.
And that is just in life in general. That's, the bar that you hold for yourself in general in life.
Yeah, I would say that you know it's important that you know to set goals and to um, try to put yourself in the right position and take the right steps um, to get them. Even though there obviously it's going to be challenges, especially when you're entering new territory.
Yeah.
In specific to the social work casework that I'm involved in, online learning. Um, some of the so some of the other students that may be in this course, maybe they work in human services, or maybe they have a bachelor's degree in psychology or sociology, or social work, maybe even.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'm, I'm kind of coming from a whole different field in general. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in the people business, but I mean, social work is, in the counseling aspect, and, this is a whole new realm for me where I realize some people that are in this program maybe work with the coursework on their day-to-day life or
Yeah.
job, where I'm like a little wet behind the ears or a rookie or however you might want to call it. So I feel like that presents itself as even more of a little more of a challenge maybe per se than others that are a little more experienced. So
Yeah.
that plays into it too.
Yeah. It, I can, so you're fresh, brand new at it, and here you are setting yourself at this really high bar standard. And it's just, again, that's what you do for yourself in life, and you're setting goals and you're making plans, and
Yeah.
that's what you're
Hmm.
good at doing and you feel good and comfortable doing.
Yeah, it's just kind of navigating through it.
Yeah.
And I think kind of like many other things that I would do in my life, or anyone would do in their life, the more you experience, the more reps maybe you have at something, the better you'll get at it. Like, I don't think anybody that's never changed like a transmission on a car can go out there and take the transmission apart and put it back in without having any training. But after you've done it 5 times, you probably feel pretty good about doing it the
Yeah.
6th time. So yeah, just I think experience. I mean, maybe some people might have more of a natural ability for something. Somebody might be a little more of a blue collar worker where they have to work at a little more.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to whether your strengths aren't as much as somebody else, it's important to know those strengths and try to navigate through that to make it work for you as best as you can, because you're really in competition with yourself, not the other people. You don't want to compare yourself to somebody else that might be a lot better at words, or a lot more personable. I mean, all you can do, or I can do, is try to be a better version of ourselves.
Yeah. You mentioned
Yes.
strengths.
Yeah.
And going off of strengths, what do you think your strengths are?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm personable. I think I'm kind, honest, team player, hard worker. I'm really faithful. I put 2 feet into anything I do. I'm pretty determined, very determined. So them are some of the ones I would say. I don't. It's pretty. I don't know. Not trying to toot
Really
my
good
own
that
horn.
you know
but
your own strengths.
So,
That's really good.
yeah.
So, and the determination, probably has an effect as to keeping that bar raised high too,
Mhm.
And helping you reach that bar and your goals and stuff.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming.
Yeah. No. Thanks for talking with me.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasant experience. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time.
Oh, awesome. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Yep.